So good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another SportsFX update. Matt, good morning. How are you?
Morning, mate. So you got the memo this week for the all in white. Well done.
White shirt. Yep, white shirt
Beautiful.
Tuesday. Should be
Must
white
be.
shirt Wednesday. It has a better ring to it.
Yeah, I'm going to say that. All white's normally the away team, isn't it? In the old sporting context.
But we are here on a Tuesday morning instead of a Monday. We had a busy
Yeah.
Monday, so no, that's fine. We'll kick off with the white shirts and no Taco Tuesday though, so we don't make a mess. It won't come out of white. But I'm just going to jump straight into last week. As we all know, we've been speaking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks. The US election and what was going to happen. So this is a quick chart of sort of going back just to the start of last week. Back here, sort of Saturday, so you got Monday morning kicking in and around here. So this is the US to Aussie dollar. And sort of just went a little bit sideways. As we said, a lot of probably uncertainty. The election seemed like it was going to be very close. If you listen to all the news reports and the polls, everything was 50-50 or 51-49. That's what they thought. So, Monday, Tuesday, really not a lot happening. We get into Wednesday morning, and this is like the markets opened on this candle here, 8 o'clock, by 9 o'clock, and then from 10 o'clock, you can see it sort of went from $1.50 to $1.51.70. So it moved, nearly 1% in an hour. This is just a 1 hourly chart of Wednesday. Then I think we're just seeing Trump went out to a huge early lead, little bit of indecision as to what's happening. And then as it looked, more and more likely that he was going to win, the US just took off and just moved. I think it moved roughly 2.5-3% on the day, 2% from high to low, just over 2% on Wednesday alone. And that was just in the morning. That was between 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And then by the end of the day, I think, you sort of see potentially a lot of, profit taking as well. So the market's obviously reacted. People come in, take a bit of profits, and, we start to drift down. But yeah, big day overall. The US moved between 2 and 3% against most currencies on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, no one was predicting the landslide that it turned out to be.
No.
Obviously, currency move in that respect. And on the other flip of that, if you'd held on to your crypto over the last little period of time, you'd certainly be cheering at the moment in what's occurred off the back of Trump's announcement.
Oh, it's been incredible. I'll actually bring one of them up so people can have a look at it. But this was the reason I've got this green dot in here, and this is an hourly chart. But if we go into say a 5-minute chart to get a bit of an idea of what actually happened. So as we say, we try and help clients manage, their risk. We did say to people, don't trade Wednesday. It could be a volatile day. We did have one client whose money just arrived on Wednesday. They wanted to take advantage of what had happened or what was happening. So, what we done, and this is, we had a large amount of money. It was $900,000 US. So obviously for every cent that moves, that's a lot of money. It's like $1,300. Now, I always say, and we've said this many times before, very rarely will you pick the top or the bottom. But we were able to sort of trade this client in and around here. Because we'd seen a huge run up. We'd put a target rate in place early in the morning at 152. They were happy with that. And that's 10 cents above the sort of average over the last couple of years, and about 8 cents up from the start of October. So as we said, see if we can manage that. We called it a limit forward. The reason being is that we triggered in and around here, but they had a daily limit on their account. So it was going to take 5 days to get us in all of the funds at $200,000 a day. So that allowed us the opportunity to secure a good exchange rate and then just book it forward till Monday, meaning that their rate's secured, it's not going to change, and they've got 5 days to send the funders into us, a day at a time. So when looking at this, there's a potential there to take a little bit more, but on a day like that, it could have been up and down. As we said, if we'd waited till later in the afternoon, we're potentially down another cent as well. So it's really that sort of, as we say all the time, currency management, having a bit of a plan and a strategy, taking advantage of highs, knowing that it might go higher, but just as likely it could go lower. And by the Thursday, we were sort of down another cent, off the back of that as well.
Well, I think the key to that too, mate, is in the discussions with the client, it's what they're happy with.
Yeah,
The rate that they wanted, that limit order, that's where they thought was a good price for them. So in that sense, regardless of it moving up, in the discussions and conversations with the client leading into it, that's a good rate. They've done well. Certainly, if you look at it back over the last 12 months journey,
yeah,
that's the positivity around doing what we do. It's that immediacy of conversation. It's the ongoing conversation while this is taking place.
yeah, yeah. No, it was important, and that's why I was meant to have a game on the Wednesday, and I cancelled that because it was like it's too volatile. There's too much going on. Clients need you on hand, and it paid off for him and us. It was a great day, and everyone's very happy. So that was a good start to the week. Then if we have a look, across the other sort of currencies, pound at the moment had its run up again, sort of towards the end of last week, hit that 198 level, and has then just sold off again. But it sort of started making a little bit of a higher high. The Bank of England meets, and they're still expected to have interest rates cut happening in the UK coming up as well. So that's another thing to be aware of. I think their governor speaks later this week. I think it's Friday night, just to see what's happening over there. But I think at the same time, it's had a big run up, a bit of a breather at the moment, and then sort of today and yesterday, just a real sort of flip flop day in regards to 1% down, 1% back up, and just sitting at that 195 level, which, as we always say, if you're around that 193 and above, it's a positive, it's a positive rate holding pounds.
Yeah, definitely.
And Japanese yen, I know we touch on a lot as well. That's still sort of going sideways. Not much effect on that at all. Just a lot of sideways movement in the yen. Still around that 100 mark. Sort of got to 102, back to 100 this morning. And just, really sort of consolidating, I think, off the back of huge moves over the past couple of months. And the next one is euro. So the euro is a bit the same. It's it looks volatile, but overall it's still just stuck in that sort of 60.5 to 61.5. It's bounced off that 62 level a couple of times, but there's no real clear direction at the moment. It's just very much up and down. Same with New Zealand. It's reached that $1.10 mark again a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, and just sold off. Still staying within $1.10. That's a whole range there of that's 110.90, all the way down to sort of 110s just in here. So it's just been stuck within $1.10 to $1.11, going back pretty much a whole month. So not much movement there at all. But that's been the main ones. With the US strengthening, the Euro US, so we do a bit of that for clients as well. That's had a huge effect. So the US is strengthening, the Euro weakening overall, and that's had a massive sell-off. That's been, where was that, the start of October, sitting up at $1.12. Today down at $1.06. So you're just over 5% drop in a month. And with a lot of people obviously dealing in those currencies, Euro to US, importers, exporters, and also athletes, doing, whether it be European tours or playing in the European leagues. That's a huge drop in wages or salary in a month.
Very much so. I think that's the important piece, mate. Looking at that, especially those players that have got those 12-month contracts, wages coming in on a monthly basis, having the ability to have that set in stone, if you like, if they've reached a rate that is commensurate with what they're looking for, or hold it until it comes up with that limit order. That's perfect. That just takes away that insecurity for them, or that risk, if you like, on their bottom line, and just allows them to concentrate on what they want to concentrate on.
Yeah, I know. Because if you look, if you're earning $100,000 a month, you're potentially $5,000 worse off this month than you were last month. If you're just getting your pay sent directly to your bank account in your home country, there's potentially a $4,000 to $6,000 difference going from Euro to US from the 1st of October to nearly the 1st of November. That's just crazy.
Oh, it is. And you look at it, and people talk about athletes, money they earn, but fundamentally, that over the course of a 12-month period, five grand, 6 grand doesn't sound like much in a month. It is to me.
Yeah.
But you extrapolate that out over the term of a contract or even a year, that's a significant amount of money.
Huge.
That's the ability to do many, many things with that amount of money and for doing very little.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
they have,
that's
all
right.
they have to do is make a phone call and have a chat to us and work it through, and we get an understanding for, one, what they're looking for, two, how they get paid, and what their plan moving forward is.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's very important, and you can see when things like this happen in the markets, how much it can affect you. Look, it can go in
Yeah,
your favour, but it's always better, we feel to protect yourself on the other side, to make sure that you're not losing money for no reason.
well, as you say, mate, it's not unusual, but getting it at the peak and at the trough, that's not a regular occurrence.
No, no, definitely not. If you can
So,
find somewhere
you
in the
know,
middle and take
find somewhere
advantage
in the
of
middle.
those highs,
Yep,
multi week, multi month highs.
yep.
Take advantage of it. Lock it away for a period of time, and you can get on with your profession and not worry about exchange rates.
No,
So, and
exactly
this is
right.
just a quick look at the rest of the week. Sort of quiet Monday, Tuesday. Coming into Wednesday, we've got some FOMC speakers, Australian wage price index, and then Thursday, the big day, so CPI figures out of the US. Out of Australia here, we've got employment, and then again PPI, so producer index out of the US, unemployment claims, and ECB speaking, federal. So yeah, a lot of high central bank speaks on Friday. Europe, US, pound, retail sales out of China, GDP out of the UK, retail sales out of the US, employment out of Australia. If we didn't have a volatile week last week, I think we could be in for a volatile week this week.
We'll be right. And again, that just triggers in someone's mind that it's probably a good time to jump on the phone and have a chat.
Yeah,
As we said, whether or not they do anything today or in the next few months, we're here to have those initial conversations, and that's fundamentally what we're about.
yeah, yeah. No, definitely. Reach out, have a chat. We're going to put a couple of articles up and around. Doing a bit of research yesterday on what happened the last time Trump came in and how it affected the US dollar,
Yeah,
which initially was very positive and very bullish, with him wanting to increase tariffs. It's obviously going to lead to potentially higher inflation over there. So he's very obviously pro growth, pro America, but that can lead to higher inflation, which can then lead to higher exchange rates. But on the other side of that is you've then got the uncertainty around the trade wars that potentially he'll start around the world with, whether it be Europe, China, Mexico. So probably, that bullish run initially, and then potentially a lot of uncertainty and volatility, which will create, ripples in all the markets.
yeah. We already hearing the sort of narrative here in Australia at the moment around the impact of Trump, what our our foreign delegations are doing over there at the moment in sort of shoring up our relationships with the US,
Yeah,
in and around tariffs and so forth, making sure we're a friendly of Donald
yeah,
rather than not. Because as everybody knows and everyone has spoken over his first term, he's all right with partnerships as long as the US and everyone else, well, the other entities inside that partnership are carrying their load.
yeah,
He won't put the US at risk in those partnerships. So yeah, there's certainly a lot over the next little period of time as he comes in January and leading into that sort of that phase, what that narrative looks like.
yeah, yeah. No, I remember last time when I was working in FX when Trump was in, and it did create a lot of volatility, and that would be just from a tweet coming out, and the US dollar would move quite drastically. So I'd imagine now that he's Elon owns X, he's back on, he's allowed back on, his ban's been lifted. Between the two of them and the news and the tweets they put out on a daily basis, it does create volatility. And as I said, whether you're a business, whether you're an athlete, whether you just sold a house overseas and are moving money, these types of things are going to affect exchange rates and affect how much money you either make or lose in a particular transfer. So having a sound currency management and plan and in place rather, and And yeah, trying to avoid, Donald's late night tweets after maybe a red wine and he gets fired up about something, that can affect you. So it's, another interesting time. Look, for us, volatility obviously moves the markets. It makes us busy. But if you're the one holding the money and you need that plan in place, the next couple of, I reckon the next first couple of months as well,
Yeah.
depending on what he says and what he does, definitely expect some volatility.
Yep. No, it's an interesting ride we're going to go on over the next
Yeah,
4 years.
yeah, definitely.
There's no doubt about that. And it's interesting times for us, mate, at SportsFX. I think over the next little period of time, we'll have some exciting things to announce as we move forward. And I think it's a really good opportunity for those that won't have heard of us or hearing about us. Just to
Yeah.
jump on the phone and have that conversation and demonstrate where we can support them and help them.
Yeah, as we were saying before, our names popping up more and more in different circles. We're having lots of opportunities presented to us over the past couple of weeks, just from left field or someone's mentioned us to someone or like that. We've done a few, a heap of meetings, a couple of speaking engagements, and off the back of that, people are reaching out. As you said, we've got some exciting stuff coming up probably over the next 4 to 6 weeks, and if we can make some of them come to fruition, it'll be a huge 2025, I think, for ourselves.
No, 100%, 100%. And at the end of that, obviously, is the more people know about us and the more we're doing means the more we're helping those athletes and those that are with the athletes, be it the coaches, be it managers, be it trusted advisors, whoever it is that supports those athletes. We know we can help all of them.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So
Fantastic, mate. Well, you crack on and enjoy your Tuesday.
you too, mate. Enjoy, and we'll talk later.
Will do.
All right, mate.
Speak soon.
Speak soon.